Everybody looks at smoke shops and thinks it's easy money.
Yeah, until you actually own one.
What do you mean?
The first store doesn't teach you profits. It teaches you discipline, or it breaks you.
Who is this industry really for?
People who respect discipline.
And who fails?
Anyone looking for shortcuts.
Let's start from the top. How did you even get into the smoke shop world?
Honestly, I didn't plan this at all. That's the part people don't expect. Nobody wakes up at 10 years old saying, yeah, I want to own smoke shops. For me, it started more out of necessity than some master plan. I needed a lane. I needed something real, something that actually made money. Not theories, not motivation videos, not watching somebody else flex online. And the funny thing is, this industry is one of those things you think you understand, until you actually own a store. My first day in the shop, I was lost. I mean really lost. A customer walked in, pointed at something behind the counter, asked me a question, and I just froze. I didn't even know how to pronounce half the product names. I'm nodding like I know what I'm talking about, but inside I'm panicking. I probably looked like a confused barcode scanner, but even though I didn't understand the products yet, I understood people. I understood hustle. I understood numbers. And I understood one thing very clearly. If I didn't learn fast, this business would eat me alive. So I paid attention. I watched what customers touched, what they asked for, what sat on shelves collecting dust. I listened more than I talked. I watched how other stores operated, the good ones and the sloppy ones. And I realized early on that this industry rewards people who respect it. If you treat it like a joke, it will treat your bank account the same way.
People underestimate businesses they don't respect.
I wasn't passionate about smoke shops in the beginning. I was committed to building something that worked. I showed up every day, open to close. I learned inventory. I learned margins. I learned vendors. I learned pricing. I asked dumb questions. I made small mistakes instead of big ones. At first, customers didn't trust me. They could tell I was new. But consistency fixes that. When people see you every day, when you remember their name, when you don't rush them, trust builds. That's when it clicked for me. This business isn't about products. It's about relationships. I focused on how I sold, not just what I sold. Clean energy, respect, no rushing people out, no attitude, just professionalism. Sales didn't explode overnight. Nothing crazy. They grew steadily, and steady beats viral every single time in real business.
So it wasn't passion at first, it was commitment?
I didn't have investors. I didn't have a safety net. Every mistake came out of my pocket. And that pressure, that's what sharpens you. The beginning is supposed to be uncomfortable. If it feels easy, you're probably missing something.
That's a gem right there. So looking back now, would you change anything about how you started?
Looking back, I wouldn't change how I started. Those early days humbled me. They taught me patience. They taught me discipline. They taught me respect for the grind. I earned every lesson, and those lessons became the foundation for everything that came after.
What were some of the biggest challenges you faced early on?
Oh man, where do I start? This is where the fantasy ends and reality punches you in the mouth. Everybody sees the counter, the shelves, the register. Nobody sees what's happening behind the scenes. The first store is business boot camp. You're learning everything the hard way, and usually at the most expensive speed possible. The first big struggle was inventory management. This industry moves fast. What's hot today can be dead tomorrow. One week everybody wants a product. The next week it's sitting on your shelf collecting dust like it owes rent. I learned very quickly that buying inventory based on hype will bury you. You have to track what moves. Daily, weekly, monthly. If you don't know your numbers, your shelves turn into a museum of bad decisions. Dead stock is silent debt. It doesn't scream at you. It just slowly eats your cash. And back then, I didn't have unlimited money. So every wrong buy hurt. Every box that didn't move felt personal.
So break it down for us.
The second struggle was customers. This industry introduces you to every personality type known to man. You've got chill regulars, easy money. You've got impatient customers who walk in already annoyed. You've got loyal customers who will drive past 5 other stores just to come see you. And then you've got the ones who walk in like they're auditioning for a reality TV show. The thing is, you don't get to choose who walks in. You have to treat everyone with respect. because one bad interaction spreads faster than 10 good ones. Early on, I had to learn emotional control. You can't let one bad customer ruin your whole day, because the next customer might be your best one.
That's a cost people really underestimate. Customer service discipline is real in this business.
The third struggle was competition. A new smoke shop can pop up 2 blocks away overnight. No warning, no announcement. You wake up one day and there's another sign, another store, selling the same products. If you're not building loyalty, you're done. If customers don't feel connected to your store, price becomes the only factor. And that's a race you don't want to run.
Competition in this industry is aggressive.
Then there's compliance. Probably the most underrated struggle. One mistake can cost you everything. Wrong signage, wrong product placement, wrong paperwork. Ignorance is expensive in this business, and nobody teaches compliance on social media. I didn't know what I didn't know. And that's the dangerous part. I made mistakes. Small ones, thankfully. But they taught me fast. I learned to ask questions. I learned to read. I learned not to assume. The early days were rough. Long hours, low-margin weeks, moments where I questioned if this was even worth it.
Compliance doesn't get talked about enough, so it was a constant learning curve at the beginning.
People think smoke shops just print money. Yeah, when you actually know what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just selling dust and regret. Once I accepted that struggle was part of the process, things started to shift. I stopped fighting reality and started learning from it. That's when I realized this business doesn't reward ego. It rewards discipline.
That's the part most people never see. When did you feel like things finally clicked? Like you weren't just surviving anymore?
It didn't happen all at once. There wasn't some big moment, no celebration, no overnight success. The shift was quiet. And honestly, that's how I knew it was real. I stopped reacting to problems and started controlling the business. Early on, everything felt chaotic. One good day, one bad day, 1 week up, 1 week down. The turning point came when I stopped treating the shop like a hustle and started running it like a system. I started tracking everything. Not just sales, patterns. What sold daily, what sold weekly, what sold monthly, which products brought people back, not just one-time purchases, which items sat too long and quietly drained cash. Once you see the numbers, emotion leaves the building. Numbers don't care how you feel. They tell you the truth whether you're ready or not.
What do you mean by that?
I learned which brands mattered, which products created repeat customers, which items were just hype with no longevity.
Break that down for us.
Pricing was another big shift. I stopped racing to the bottom. I focused on being fair and consistent. Customers respect that.
That's when decisions start getting easier. A lot of people race to the bottom on pricing.
Then came presentation, and this changed everything. I cleaned the store properly, not just a quick mop, intentional layout, organized shelves, clean glass, better lighting. When a store looks clean, customers act clean. You attract the energy you put out. People spend more money in places they feel comfortable.
People underestimate how much presentation matters.
Once the store felt organized, my mind felt organized too. I wasn't guessing anymore. I wasn't scrambling. I knew what was coming in. I knew what was going out. I knew what needed attention. Stress didn't disappear, but it dropped. Not because business got easy, but because it became predictable. Predictability is freedom in business, not hype, not viral moments. Predictability.
That's a huge shift.
That's when I realized this could scale, but only if I kept treating it like a business, not a hustle. I stopped making emotional decisions. I stopped buying inventory just because a vendor hyped it up. I stopped copying competitors blindly. I started trusting my data. I didn't feel rich. I didn't feel flashy. I felt calm. And calm in business is dangerous. In a good way.
So the turning point was really maturity as an operator? Most people struggle just to keep one store alive. You didn't stop there. You expanded into multiple locations. How did that decision come together?
Very carefully. I didn't wake up one day and say, yeah, let's open a second store. If anything, I was scared to expand, because scaling too early kills more businesses than starting late. I didn't even think about store number 2 until the first store stopped giving me heart attacks. If one store still needs you every minute, multiplying that problem is insanity.
That level of patience is rare in business.
Before expanding, I asked myself some real questions. Can this store run without me for a few hours? Are the numbers consistent? Not just on good weeks? Do I actually understand why it's profitable? If the answer was no, expansion was off the table.
So before opening the second store, what had to be true?
What changed was cash flow discipline. I didn't spend like a millionaire before I became one. No flashy upgrades, no unnecessary flexing. Every dollar had a job, inventory, staff, improvements, reserves. Expansion is expensive before it's profitable.
Systems are what allow chains to survive.
Then came systems. Same layout, same suppliers, same pricing logic, same operating procedures. No guessing, no ego. I wanted predictability. If something worked in store one, I replicated it. If it didn't work, I cut it.
Employees are usually the hardest part when scaling.
Employees were the hardest part. You don't just need workers, you need people who treat the store like it's their store. I trained them on why things mattered, not just what to do. Cleanliness, customer service, inventory awareness. When employees understand the mission, mistakes drop.
Location can make or break a smoke shop.
Location mattered more than anything. A smoke shop lives and dies by foot traffic, so I scouted obsessively. I'd sit in my car watching corners. Morning traffic, evening traffic, weekends. I probably looked crazy, but that's how you pick winners. You don't build a chain by guessing. I wanted visibility, accessibility, consistency.
So you really studied foot traffic before committing?
When the second store opened, I didn't celebrate. I watched. Because scaling exposes every weakness. If your systems are weak, expansion magnifies it. If your discipline is weak, expansion punishes you. But because I waited, the second store felt familiar. Not chaotic. That's when I knew this could grow. Chains aren't built on hype. They're built on repetition done right.
That's a bar. A lot of young entrepreneurs are looking at this industry right now. Some see quick money, some see opportunity. What do they really need to understand before jumping in?
Let me be very clear. I'm not here to scare anyone. I'm here to tell the truth. Because this industry doesn't reward hope, it rewards preparation. First thing, you need cash reserves. Not vibes, not optimism. Cash. Inventory is expensive. Rent is due whether you have sales or not. Employees expect checks on time. Running out of money means running out of business. I've seen talented people fail simply because they were undercapitalized.
That's something people overlook all the time. A lot of people think this business is passive income.
Second, this is not passive income. People think they can open a store and go to Miami. That's not how it works. In the beginning, you're going to be there, a lot. Weekends, long days. This business demands presence before it rewards freedom.
Vendor relationships don't get talked about enough.
Third, build real vendor relationships. Suppliers control your margins. They control consistency. They control access to trending products. If you treat vendors like transactions, you'll get transactional treatment back. I built relationships. I communicated. I paid on time. That saved me money in the long run.
Customer service seems simple, but it separates people.
Fourth, customer service matters more than people think. A smile will outsell any product behind the counter. People don't always remember the price. They remember how you made them feel.
Knowing your area sounds basic, but it's critical.
Fifth, know your area. What sells in one neighborhood won't sell in another. You have to study your customers. You have to respect the market you're in.
So discipline is really the common theme here?
This industry rewards discipline, not laziness. If you're looking for easy money, this isn't it. But if you're looking to build something real, this business can change your life, only if you respect it.
Who do you think this industry is actually for? In your experience, what really separates the smoke shops that survive and scale from the ones that fail?
It's actually simpler than people think. But simple doesn't mean easy. I've walked into a lot of smoke shops over the years. You can usually tell within the first 30 seconds if a store is going to make it.
When you walk into a store, what's the first thing you notice?
The first thing is cleanliness. If a store isn't clean, customers assume the operation isn't clean. Dusty shelves, dirty glass, cluttered counters. That kills trust immediately.
Consistency seems to be a big theme.
Second is consistent stock. If customers can't rely on you to have what they need, they won't rely on you at all. Consistency builds habits.
Pricing is something a lot of owners struggle with.
Third is fair pricing. You don't have to be the cheapest. You just have to be reasonable and consistent.
Layout and presentation don't get enough attention.
Fourth is respect for customers. Talk to people like humans, not transactions. Fifth is the vibe. A friendly atmosphere changes everything. People spend more where they feel welcome. Layout matters more than people realize. Good lighting, logical product placement, clean organization. A smart layout guides customers without pressure.
Branding feels underrated in this industry.
Branding is another big one. If your store looks like a garage sale, customers won't take you seriously. Strong branding tells customers you're professional. Professional businesses attract professional behavior.
How important is staying ahead of trends without chasing everything?
And finally, trends. You have to stay ahead without chasing everything. Know what's coming. Test smart. Scale what works. Successful smoke shops aren't lucky. They're consistent.
Looking ahead, where do you see the smoke shop industry going over the next few years?
I see three things happening at the same time, and people need to be ready for all of them.
Do you think competition is going to get tougher?
First, more competition. The barrier to entry looks low, so more people are jumping in. More stores, more brands, more noise. That means the days of sloppy operators skating by are coming to an end.
Regulation seems to be increasing across the board.
Second, more regulation. Rules are tightening. Enforcement is getting sharper. If you're not organized, compliant, and paying attention, you're going to feel it. This isn't an industry where you can wing it anymore.
Are customers expecting more now than before?
Third, higher standards from customers. Customers expect professionalism now. Clean stores, knowledgeable staff, consistent experience. People don't want chaos. They want reliability.
So would you say the industry is maturing?
The industry is maturing. And that's a good thing for people who are serious.
Who do you think survives in that environment?
The operators who treat this like a real business will survive and grow. The ones who treat it like a quick hustle won't last. I'm not worried about the future. I'm focused on staying sharp. Adapting is the job, always.
If someone is watching this right now and thinking about opening their first smoke shop, what's the one message you want them to leave with?
If you're thinking about opening your first smoke shop, my biggest advice is this. Don't rush. Don't open a store just because you see someone else making money. Don't jump in because it looks easy from the outside. Take your time. Do your homework before you spend $1. Learn your margins. Understand compliance deeply. Study your area. Know who you're serving before you order a single product. Build a brand, not just a store.
What should they focus on first before they even open the doors?
Expect long hours. Expect problems. Expect mistakes. That's not negativity. That's preparation. You're going to reinvest a lot of what you make back into the business. That's how real growth happens.
Mindset seems to be a big part of this.
Don't treat this like a hobby. Don't treat it like a side experiment. Treat it like a business. Because that's exactly what it is. When you respect the business respects you back. I've seen people fail in great locations because they didn't respect the process. And I've seen people win in average locations because they ran clean operations. Execution beats excuses. Every time. If you're willing to learn, stay disciplined, and stay consistent, this industry can change your life. But only if you earn it.
This was powerful. A real blueprint for anyone curious about entering the smoke shop world. Not hype, not shortcuts, just reality. You broke down the wins, the pressure, the mistakes, and the discipline it takes to build something real. Thank you for coming on and keeping it honest. To everyone watching, if this episode brought you value, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're bringing you real operators, real lessons, and real game. And remember, big checks is what we give away for free around here.